Well, hello. Welcome to OneForTheRoad podcast. This week we're going to be covering Colin Hay and his album Man at Work. So, Lewis, I set you with this homework last week.
Homework.
Homework. I think I picked it as a certain, like we kind of agreed last time, it was a change in direction, change in kind of pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot slower of an album, and I thought we could probably gain a lot from kind of looking into it.
Definitely, yeah.
As opposed to being something that we kind of focus lyrically. I more found this to be the focus of musically, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good stuff. So just off the bat, as a kind of summary, what did you think when I gave you this?
Well, first, I actually went through it twice. It was like Monday morning, just getting ready for work, and I put that on. I was so relaxed. It's like the most chill start to a morning.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just a really nice album.
It's what I'd describe as like a pretty album.
Yeah.
You know, it's just got that little bit of a spark in it. Glad to see that you find it relaxing though, because that's kind of like why I went for it, because it's such a relaxing track, and it just sets you in the right mood for the day. And whenever I'm kind of like, you know, I'm wanting to listen to something a bit more of a slower pace, I kind of go along with having that this album, because it just chills me out so much.
Yeah, I definitely got that.
Yeah. So with this then, there are 11 tracks. The 12th is kind of another remaster, so 11 kind of true tracks on this album. Yeah, and it all kind of stems from his work with a band called Men at Work, a very popular Australian band, you know, who are massive in Australia, and a lot of these songs have become very typical of the nation now. As we go through, you can kind of pick out, especially like number 2, which is Down Under.
Yeah,
you know, that's
the one everybody knows.
Iconic. Exactly, yeah. It's become iconic of their kind of nation, as it were. So it's exciting to take on something that's maybe not like, we all know that song. We don't know the people behind it. We don't know the artists behind it. Like, especially as my generation, anyway. I was watching a great little video with Colin Hay, and he said he walked into like a Starbucks or something, and he said on the left was a younger man, and on the right was an older bloke. He said the younger man on the left, he must have been in his 20s. He went, oh man, thanks. I really like your music, you know. I really like Overkill. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. And the older guy on the right turns to him and says, what? How do you know this man? Like, how do you know this man? And he goes, oh, he's off of Scrubs. And the other guy went, no, he's not. He's off of Men at Work. And Colin Hay sat in the middle there thinking, it's quite funny how you've got these two different generations who are listening to his music for different reasons and from different ends. Like, I think there's something really quite beautiful about that.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, when you get some things that just transcend different generations,
yeah,
just like bring them together, give them a bit of common ground.
Exactly. Yeah, I think exactly. It's one of these ones that I think the tracks feel, to me anyway, since when they first came out in like the 80s, you know, they're kind of timeless. And I think Scrubs was just a needed catalyst to get him back into the main kind of eye line and the main listeners. So I think since they did that, it really shows that these tracks have got legs. Yeah,
he did credit to like Scrubs and Zach Braff using a lot of his music as well, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, I'm just reading here, Hay's music has been frequently used by actor and director Zach Braff in his work, which helped his career rebirth in the mid-2000s. Absolutely true. Right. Well, moving straight into it. I hope you've had a good week listening, because we're going to jump straight in with Beautiful World. Now, you were saying you woke up in the morning, you chucked this on before work.
Yeah.
It's exactly the track that I use to start the day. I get into work, and I work in my own office, so I start that track up, and that is my perfect day starter track. What did you think about this?
Yeah, again, it's just very nice, isn't it? Just a nice relaxed beat, bit of acoustic guitar as well. Just ease you into it gently.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's I've just put here, very relaxing tune. This is my first favourite from the album. This is my favourite song from this entire album, because of just how it puts me in such a good fucking mood. And I thought lyrically as well, I thought it was the lyrics about Jesus make me laugh every time. I absolutely love it. It's just a great show of lyrical genius. If I just find it here. I tried talking to Jesus, but he just put me on hold. Said he'd been swamped by calls this week and he could not shake his cold.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's great, isn't it?
I think that's great. You know, I think it just makes me giggle every time because I just imagine it, and I imagine that because at the end of the day he's saying it like he's like a normal man like everybody else, like this is the world we live in, this is what you get, you make of it what you will. You can't be talking to someone like a higher power or expecting anything from anyone else. He just put me on hold.
I sort of got that impression that it was about appreciating the world around you despite all society's problems and everything like that.
I think
imagery of the sea as well, which I think he seems to use a fair bit in a few of these songs.
I think being a Scottishman
influence.
in Australia, I think a Scotsman in Australia appreciates the sea and the sunshine a lot more than maybe some Aussies do. Because he grew up in Ayrshire, so that's proper up there.
Ayrshire, is it? AYR.
I thought it was ARY, Ayrshire. It's ARY.
Oh, right.
Let me just
check thinking of a different place.
Just to make sure. Yeah, it's it's Ayrshire.
We've probably butchered that pronunciation now.
No, you are right. Ayrshire. I don't think, we're English, we technically own them all. It's
just that fact will anger the Scots, won't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. We remember the Battle of Bannockburn. The rivers ran red with English blood. It's that classic Al Murray joke, which is like, but it's not the heats that count, it's the final. Battle of Culloden, mate. Lost that one. But yeah, no. So being a Scotsman himself, I think obviously he's... I don't know the history of how he went out there. I think it'd be an interesting read of how he got out to kind of, getting into Australia and being in an Australian band. I mean, he's a great singer nonetheless, but... I think he probably appreciates those sunny days just that little bit more. I got loads from this song. So, for example, in 2003, Ever the Humanitarian, he's put in "or a woman if you are one" when he says "man," and he incorporates that. Maybe it's just a nice lyric he thought of, but I just kind of think of it obviously because we have to look at it with the modern tinge in our eyes because that's what we have.
Yeah.
So
it's changed a lot of things from the past as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
A bit forward thinking there, wasn't
he? Yeah, I loved it. I think it was really, really
nice
good.
Touch.
Yeah. Right, moving on. Number 2, Lewis. What have we got?
Number 2, we've got Down Under - acoustic version.
Oh.
I thought this was just a really good take on that classic song that everybody knows. I really like all the instruments in this. I think they really shine more than the original Man at Work version.
Yeah.
Just sort of really deep, twangy guitar sounds that I really like.
He puts a lot of emphasis on it, doesn't he? I think he's a lot more... He likes having that... I don't want to say orchestral because it's not that big, but you get that feel that it's a large piece group.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just one man and a guitar like you get a lot nowadays in kind of remakes and remasters. I think this guy's gone all out. He's spent the money. He's got the people in.
Yeah, that's something I noted later on, actually, which we'll probably get to in a few tracks further along. But definitely an orchestral kind of big band sound. It's again a word I like to use when it comes to music, which is that kind of bombastic kind of like orchestral sound, bringing everyone together, really gripping you into the song and showing this is like a great piece. I've put in here. I said it's a classic song, and I actually have no idea how I know it. Oh yeah,
because I wasn't around for radio play. It wasn't like it came out when we were young. It's well before our time.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of I don't suppose you know either how you know this track.
I'm pretty sure that my mum had it. I remember being in the car with my mum and she was playing it. That's
I'm probably
quite an early
probably
memory,
the same case for me then.
I recognise it from that. Yeah.
See, for me, it's probably the same. It's probably my mum and dad had it or played it at some point, or one of the other radio stations had it on. But for me, it's just a track that I genuinely cannot remember the first time I heard. Which is rare for me because I really normally can tell you exactly when I heard something.
It would have been that late 90s, wasn't it, for us?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 1996 I was born, so it's probably like 99 or 2000s. I think after doing some kind of digging into this tune in particular, I think the Men at Work version it became like a patriotic song for the Aussies. They were saying in my research that they use it in sports kind of halls over there, where like the Americans do in their half times.
Bit of an anthem.
Yeah, definitely. I think it really is, though. I think it obviously struck a chord with the people because it became ridiculously popular as a tune.
Yeah, I think that was where Men at Work peaked, didn't it? In this song, and then it sort of never quite reached those heights again, and then is that why the band kind of fizzled out? And he did this solo stuff.
Yeah. I think he kind of, after kind of did a bit of research into him himself, I kind of found that he's kind of one of these free bird kind of soul type people. So he's not happy sitting and doing nothing. He's got to be doing something.
Yeah.
And as I was watching it, I mean, he's been touring forever. And I was having a look today as well at, he's got his own little website, and like he's got a 2020 tour before obviously all this COVID stuff cracked on. He's got a 2020 tour. Of himself doing stuff. And there's also an article here that's on his site from August 28th, 2019. Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band Tour 2019. Pictures from the road. So there's Colin Hay and Ringo Starr on the road with like all these other fucking megastars.
That's pretty good, yeah, because they're a bit like a super group, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly, and
musicians coming together.
Exactly, you got Colin Hay on it, and you're looking at all these people and you can recognise who's who, and I was just looking at it thinking, this is great, But yeah, he's still touring. I mean, I'm looking here. He's got Saturday, March 20th, 2021, Paramount Theatre in Denver, Colorado. He's bloody going all over. Yeah, man, he's still going. And I think, he's got his own merch and everything. He's just had an album out. I'm pretty sure, literally, the other day, a new album has come out for this man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I can't imagine him sitting still in lockdown then, knowing that.
Oh, there was something that... Oh, here we go. Now and Evermore singles. Now and the Evermore 3-minute song, Colin Hay 2020. So I think it's just a single. It's not his album, but he's got a track out 2020. Yeah, he hasn't stopped. The man hasn't stopped, and you can see that when you kind of would jump into his character. That he's obviously got something about him that makes him want to keep going. Yeah. There's I think there's an Amazon documentary on him. That's either coming out or has just come out, so I'll be interested to jump into that as well to see Behind the Man. But yeah, just to finish off Down Under, it's my third favourite track of the album. I really enjoyed this one. What got me interested in it though was apparently, so I don't know if you read up on this, but there was a lawsuit over a flute section.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, it's been dragged out until around 2010. Right.
So that's like saying it was sort of copied from.
It's plagiarised from a tune called Kookaburra, right? Oh, yeah. Which is like a 1930s flute piece.
30s?
Yeah, so basically, like, I think what happened was the bloke who did it had died, and then I think the statutory 75 years or whatever had passed, but then it was also owned by someone else in copyright who was still... which was a company, and company copyrights are different to people copyrights. And anyway, it got dragged through the courts until around 2010, and Colin Hay himself stated that he linked the lawsuit directly to the deaths of his father and the Men at Work flute player Greg Ham through stress. He said the stress of the courts over the years had actually actively affected him, he said, and probably it helped to cause their deaths. Which I think's messed up, such a relaxing reggae rock kind of band gets dragged through the courts and ruined. I feel really bad for it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's terrible.
But yeah, I got dragged through for like 7 years odd. I couldn't think of anything worse. So after reading that, it kind of put a downer on it, but I think the music outshines the kind of negatives. Yeah. Definitely in this one. Number 3, Overkill. One we know quite well.
Yep.
I think the only reason I know of this album is because of this song being on Scrubs.
Yeah.
I would never have gone back, and if I'd have listened to Down Under, it would have been the Men at Work version. It wouldn't have been the Colin Hay Man at Work edition. So this Overkill here, so the whole reason I even have this album is because of Scrubs. And it's very relatable. I think it's a very relatable tune.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I think I quite like the pacing as well. Coming after the other one, just picks up a bit more. It's a bit more up tempo.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the lyrics I think you can apply to a lot. I got that it was speaking a bit of loneliness, maybe overthinking things. Got that kind of impression from it.
Yeah, I probably like looking back, like when I used to listen to this album like a year or two ago. I feel like I was probably JD in the kind of like Scrub setting. I felt very like that, overthinking things. What's going on? Is my life going in the right direction? I'm thinking it's a very good way to kind of keep your brain in check. Because he talks about he can't get to sleep. He's night after night.
Yeah.
He's imagining.
I think the Scrubs storyline probably tainted our interpretation of it, really. But
probably, but you know what? I actually
fits so well, doesn't it?
You know what I actually think? I feel like the episode was written for the song.
Yeah.
If you want my opinion, not the other way around. I know that the song was not written for the episode. What I'm saying is, though, I think the episode was written with this specific tune in mind, because you get those beats all the way through. But I mean, the I worry over situations. I've been through a kind of lot of this myself. So they're not getting to sleep, the complications. He's obviously constantly overthinking things. And then at the end, there's kind of a haunting final lyrics which ghosts appear and fade away. I don't think there's a resolution in this song.
Yeah, it's just descriptive, really, isn't it? Of his
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think a lot of looking through the lyrics of a lot of these tunes, they are what they say. There ain't no hidden meanings. There ain't no, there's no kind of, moral story.
Stuff. It's like,
He's literally saying exactly how he feels in song format.
That honest.
Yeah, which I kind of really relate to.
Yeah.
Just put haunting final lyrics. Really ends on quite a somber note. It's a short one, overkill, but it's a bloody good one.
Oh yeah, I think it really shows off his vocals as well.
Oh yeah, definitely so. What we got next, Lewis?
Next up, Storm in My Heart. Now this one I've put feels like a bit of a ballad. We've got a bit of piano and keys coming in as well, which sort of fits that theme. It's another really sort of nice, steady part of the album. Good, relaxing tune.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah. I put here lovely piano sections.
Yeah.
Like really nice piano. Great bass and drum mix. So often I feel like in a lot of these tracks, the drums and the bass kind of fall to the wayside. But in this, they kind of really are very well done, and you can hear them more at the forefront than the other tunes.
Yeah.
I put so relaxing and so Australian.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why I just put so Australian, because I just believe it is. It's a really good all-round track.
You just get that impression.
It's not. Coming in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really enjoyed this track.
I think,
yeah, and because it's very descriptive of, I'd say, Australia in my mind when I'm listening to it anyway. Do you get anything else from that one?
No, that's about it from mine.
It's not really one you can deep dive into, is it?
I didn't really look too much into it, but it's just got that. Yeah, again, like your storm, thunder imagery. Similar to the Down Under kind of lyrics as well. But
I'm thinking he's going through. I think maybe picking out individual items from each song is hard, because I feel like he's written it to be a full piece, as in the album.
Yeah.
So he's saying it's a beautiful world, but he's the one who's got the problems, so he's not appreciating the beautiful world. And then he's like looking for himself. He's making mistakes, and then he's waiting for that. He's waiting for the next part of his life to come on. At which point now he knows what he's got. And then he's looking back in the past again. Thinking, I had it really. I think there's a lot to be taken as an album, as a piece, but individually as a song, great song. Don't really think we can pull much from it.
It's interesting you should say that, actually, because I get the impression that it was really thought out as a full album piece. Just the way the songs are ordered, you get this good flow, and it's quite up and down in terms of your slower songs, your more energetic ones. I think that's been well considered.
Mirrors life.
Yeah. Ups and downs, roller coaster. Yeah,
pretty much. Number 5, the 1987 debut solo album for Colin, which was Looking for Jack.
Yeah.
I just put again, piano, amazing, great rhythm. I feel like there's a small amount of muffle or lo-fi or some kind of distortion on the guitar. It sounds a bit more in your ears than the kind of natural acoustic sounds. Yeah,
that's something I put for this one. It just sounds very 80s.
Yeah,
it's just
definitely
got that time period to it.
I really like this track. I really like this track. It's just a bit of fun, I find.
Yeah, almost like a disco kind of funk beat to it.
Yeah. I mean, so the band kind of markets themselves as pop rock influenced reggae.
It's a good
or
mix.
maybe
Isn't
the
it?
other way around, reggae influenced pop or rock. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of stick to that here, and that was kind of the kind of, you know, I feel like you can tell that in his music here, even though that was Men at Work. I feel like you can tell it in Man at Work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this track.
Did you read that it said that Jack refers to Jack Nicholson?
Was it?
Like, he's
Oh,
always,
do tell me.
And there's the line
Go
as
on.
well, like, always wanted to be like Jack. I'm sure that popped up on like the Genius Lyrics thing when I was listening on
Yeah?
Spotify. Yeah.
It'd be
Just
an
a
interesting
little fact,
take, wouldn't it?
I
It's
don't
similar
know
time
Colin's thoughts
frames.
on it himself. But
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he. I think with a lot of these kind of ones that we cover, you don't really know. You know, there's a lot of speculation, but it'd be interesting to see if that was, you know, something.
yeah, definitely fits.
Just
I
looking
think.
through now.
It was sort of big in the
now
80s,
to see if I can
wasn't
find
it?
anything.
Like a
Yeah,
cool kind of guy, actor.
I mean, when was
So it makes sense.
when was Jack Nicholson's The Joker? Because let's be honest, like
That
you've got
was
Jack
89,
Nicholson,
that.
The Shining. Yeah, there you go. So that's the kind of 80s
Yeah.
still, just about. And when did he do?
The Shining was a bit before that, was it? I think.
Yeah, because it's Stanley Kubrick, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna have a look now to see if I can
Look at this.
find the dates
He's
on
on
that.
Research for you.
Yeah, 1980 psychological horror produced by Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, so 1980s.
Definitely big throughout that period, though.
Yeah, no, he really was. You know, I think that's when Jack kind of became that household name more so than he already was. I've never really been into Jack. You know, I'm ashamed to say I've never watched The Shining.
Have you not? Oh,
No.
damn.
Thing is, like with films and stuff,
when we
like
do a film podcast,
I was always
I'll
out
send
playing.
you that.
Yeah, you'll send me that.
You were
When
always
I was,
out playing. You don't watch Shining when you're about 3 or 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
ruin your
I was
childhood,
playing
that.
out till I was like 15.
Or about
Was
20
that
and I
in-
still got freaked out.
I think no, like, I've never watched The Shining. You know, I don't really want. I've never watched that Batman. I probably have watched the Batman with Jack Nicholson in,
Yeah.
but I was too young to really understand
Well,
what I was
appreciate it,
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only kind of Batmans from that era that stick in my mind is the Riddler, like wearing an incredibly tight outfit. You know,
That was something.
Like-
Jesus.
so yeah, I need to watch The Shining. I'd probably go back and watch Jack Nicholson's Joker again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you know, if that is true, that'd be really interesting to see. The timelines do sort of kind of line up, so it wouldn't surprise me too much. Moving into Don't Be Afraid. Previously unreleased.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Bombastic open. Reggae opening. That is a reggae opening.
Yeah. I thought it definitely has a big band feel. You got brass instruments coming in.
Yeah.
Like you said, orchestral sort of sound, almost.
Yeah, I agree. I've put it a brilliant brass section. You know, really brilliant brass section. Just really gets you invested straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And I put very subtle guitar. Very subtle. If I'm just going to have a little listen here. It
doesn't really come to the fore as much as in some of the other tracks.
You know what? I've also written that. I said the orchestral sound gets brought to the front. The classic kind of acoustic that we've heard so far, mainly because they're acoustic track versions, but still, as an album piece, that acoustic's been sent to the back. I don't think that's a surprise. I think the acoustic covers he's done are to differentiate him from the Men at Work.
Yeah.
You know, than this Don't Be Afraid previously unreleased. This is him bringing his style a bit more to the front.
Yeah.
You know, again, lyrically, there's not a lot to be said. I think it's sort of like we said, he's looking for Jack, storm in the heart. Don't be afraid about what's going on. You know.
Yeah, I sort of think it's just about enjoying life.
Again, yeah, we've kind of gone full circle halfway through the album, haven't we?
Yeah. Hearts seem to be mentioned a lot as well.
Yeah.
Or like the effects of age as well. That line, like old hearts, they bend with the breeze.
Yeah, they don't
Young
break.
hearts can break. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe just
no,
not
I
being
think-
more emotionally mature.
Yeah,
I'd say.
and relaxed. You know, even again, this theme of like utter relaxation comes in. You know, even down to the album cover. Yeah, when you look at that, and he's got the waves in the background, it's a very soft colour palette. It's all, this whole album's about relaxing, you know, telling you what to expect and saying, right, well, now you know, chill out about it.
Yeah. It does feel like a wise old man's telling you something, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. And yeah, the wise old man telling you something moves us straight into the next one, which is number 7, which is It's a Mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've said gripping open.
Yeah, I really like the bass and the beat to this one. It's good.
It's brilliant. I mean, it's so, again, it feels like a modern 80s track, if you get what I mean. You know, it feels very 80s in its construction, but very modern in its makeup and how it's played to you.
I think this is my favourite one out of the album. Actually, I added it to my chilled out playlist, so it made the list. Yeah.
It's got that good kind of rhythm to do
like
it. You know, it's got that kind of great kind of rhythmic section to it.
Really catchy. Yeah.
Definitely catchy. Yeah.
Did you get a bit of almost like a bit of a wartime kind of military
Cold War?
thing to it?
I got Cold War. I think
it mentions like a commander as well, doesn't he? Explicitly.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, what we've got. Tell us, General, is it party time? If it is, can we all come? Don't think that we don't know. So I kind of what I got from this one you can lyrically rip apart.
Yeah.
You know, really easily.
There,
yeah, there's got more substance to it in the kind of lyric section, which is, you know, I think there's these people, these normal people, they're cocking up the guns, the general's in charge of telling them, right, it's party time yet. You know,
we all know
in the background. Yeah.
We wish you'd all throw the towel. It's like almost a bit of an anti. I don't know, it felt a bit like, say if it came out in the 60s or something, like an anti-Vietnam kind of protest.
You know, as soon as you said that, yeah,
it conjured
absolutely.
For me. Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought Vietnam straight away, and I didn't even look at the background of this tune, and I thought Vietnam. You know, I don't know why, I don't know what it is specifically that I feel like they've got the bad guys on the run. You know, don't say you're sorry. You know, I'm thinking they know, obviously, the indiscriminate napalm bombing campaigns that they did. I don't know who Old Ronnie is, but I'd be interested to find out on Lyric Genius. Probably has that on, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I got that feeling as well. I had a kind of a just to go into more of the lyrics. You know, it's a mistake. I mean, you know, that's a very powerful lyric. He says it very powerfully. It's really at the forefront of that. It's got its own section in the middle, twice, 3 times throughout the tune. 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 times. You know, it's a mistake. He's saying it's a mistake. You know, he's making a point of that. And there's a great guitar solo in this.
Oh, you know, they've gone and grabbed old Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
President of the United States during the final stages of the Cold War in the 1980s.
They've gone and grabbed old Ronnie. He's not the only one saying it's a mistake. It's a mistake. Yeah, bloody hell, you're right. I think after kind of listening to this track, I was really like, okay, well, I probably should go and have a look into this now. There's a very specific music video for this tune.
Oh yeah.
That if you go and watch, it's very Cold War. It's all about the Cold War. It's, you know.
Do you know what? I brought it up because I was looking at it on the Colin Hay album, but bringing it up on the Men at Work single. Just look at the cover art as well. There's like an American and a Russian general, loads of bombs, and they're both holding the little nuclear switches behind their backs, just ready to press that red button.
It's a mistake.
Definitely Cold War themed in that case, then, isn't it?
Yeah, I think. Should have a look now. It sounds a bit lighter, actually. You can tell it's from a while ago. I've got a different one here. I've got a Vietnam-looking kind of napalm scene. There's a big plane dropping off cargo. There's just cargo and a big box.
I wonder if it was released as a single, maybe.
Yeah, I think that is a single.
Of different
Let me go on Men at Work. What album is it from? It's from the Cargo album. Yeah, you must.
So Cargo will be the one that you're on about then. Yeah.
Yeah, I can only see 2 singles on here. Regardless of the fact, the video nonetheless is Cold War themed through and through. I think I got that immediately. It's funny you said Vietnam because I felt the exact same way. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed this tune. Yeah. And it's very relevant to today. Iran, Russia, still the same old crap. You know what I mean? mutually assured destruction.
Mm-hmm.
On that somber note, moving forward, I think that's the kind of peak, I'd say now, of the kind of more kind of depressing side of this album. Well, this is when you really start to move into the second kind of wave of, happiness. Mm-hmm. Which brings us to Waiting for My Real Life to Begin.
Yeah, again, we've got a slower pace.
Yeah, I agree. A lot slower. A lot slower. Also on Scrubs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they all sing it. There's a section where it's kind of like a rather operatic, remove a lot of the kind of set, and they've got big lights on them like they're in a theatre, and I think Carla starts off by singing, Waiting for My Real Life to Begin.
Yeah, I've not got that far yet. I'm rewatching it in the podcast that they're doing, so...
You're following along still, not like me who binged like 7 seasons straight. I said very lyrically focused, like the last one.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them previous to that aren't lyrically focused, and then you get these 2 tracks culminating in Waiting for My Real Life to Begin that are very lyrically focused.
I think, is it about maybe waiting for some sort of opportunity?
I think
again, he's using imagery of the sea as well. You get the impression that's quite important to him.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. He's... I don't think there's much more, it's a really quite it's very interesting lyrics, but basic in its themes, which, he's on about just relaxing again, taking in where he is. The lyrics that I absolutely love for this tune is, all around is anger, automatic guns, death in large numbers, no respect for women or our little ones.
Oh yeah. Again, that speaks of wartime as well, doesn't it?
Oh no, I got that wrong. I'm on the wrong track. That's my fault.
Was that from It's a Mistake, maybe?
Yeah.
Which ironically,
I've got it here.
You made a mistake there.
Yeah. I think you see what we mean there. That's proving my point. Lyrically, he's got an idea all the way throughout this.
Yeah,
they all kind of match up. There you go. Save that one. Very lyrically focused. Normally, there's a larger piece band, but it's just one instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Just one instrument. Now, what does that say about where he's at, do you think?
It just makes it seem more intimate and more open and honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd say. Just lets your lyrics shine as well, doesn't it, I think? If there's less,
and I think that's
less distractions from them.
Yeah, I think exactly. Less distractions, you take more notice of what is there. And as he cuts out a lot of the other kind of stuff, we're seeing his lyrics coming to the forefront here.
Mm-hmm.
I put a second favourite tune of the album.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I really like this one. I like how chilled it is. I put it on just after Beautiful World normally.
Okay.
I love it. I really love this track. Yeah. And it's also a bit longer than a lot of the other ones. I think it's pretty much the longest one on here. Yeah, it's the longest track.
It's only a 5-minute, isn't it?
It's a 5 minutes and 46.
Mm.
So it's bloody long compared to the rest. It's almost a minute longer than all the other tracks on here. For the 4-minute ones. So
it's got more importance.
He had something to say. He had something to say, and he was going to say it. Gosh darn it! And this is the life coming back up now. So I think he's talking about a woman.
Yeah.
Because the next one is to have and to hold.
Yeah, it sort of flows into that quite naturally, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think personally, I really think it's about a woman, which takes us into to having a hold. This for me brings back that reggae sound.
Yeah, that's the first thing I wrote actually. But reggae influence ?
Yeah, I can't figure it out. It's either a snare drum with a kind of very loose snare on, or it is steel drums.
Oh yeah.
But just played high up on the steel drum, so you haven't got that very classic do 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 do. You know what I mean? Mm. Like you've got this kind of more subtle steel drum or snare that's been kind of made up to sound similar.
Yeah, that's definitely what gave it that kind of impression to me. But yeah, I would have thought like steel drums maybe.
Again, another really relaxing tune to me. Yeah, previously unreleased one. Really enjoy having this in my relaxation mix. Great tune, and I think I think this is a natural progression from the last one. He's waiting for that real life to begin. He gets with this woman, having a hold. I think boom, you're off.
Yeah, it sounds like it's been a lifelong search for this partner, whoever it might be.
Yeah,
quite reflective. There's just a nice lyric that I thought was good as well that supports that point. Maybe we met a long time ago when I was a man walking blind.
Yeah, didn't know what he had.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, again, that's reflective of all the other tracks we've had up so far. He didn't know what he had. He's learned along the way what he's got, and he's understands what he actually has, and he wants to hold on to it.
Yeah. Nice little tune.
I really enjoyed this track. Yeah, lovely little track. Brings us round to number 10. So, who can it be now?
Acoustic
What
version.
did you find with this then? Yeah, what did you find with this?
See, I think this incorporates some nice electric guitar. That stood out quite a lot. Some female backing vocals used as well in some parts.
Yeah.
Which we hadn't had up to now.
I don't know if you found it, but I tried to find this woman's name, and it was so difficult to find it.
Oh, yeah?
I should probably go on Lyrical Genius. What was it? Lyric Genius, is it?
Yeah, genius.com is very good for
Genius.com.
interpreting
Because
songs.
what I want to do is... Yeah, I think I did try and kind of do like a couple of like wiki searches and just general searches for this.
I think a lot of it will be under the original Man at Work versions, won't it?
Probably.
But one of the facts that came up for this, where he's on about knocking at his door, who can it be? Go away and don't come around. I think at the time he was living in quite a rough kind of area, apartment block, with a lot of drug dealers as well. And it was people coming to collect their items, shall we say.
Right.
Yeah, it's like it just taps into that kind of bit of paranoia about that.
All right. Yeah, maybe so, yeah.
Sort of staying in, trying not to sound like you're
that. Yeah, I get that.
Tiptoe
I
across
get
the
that
floor.
feeling, yeah.
Is one of the lyrics, isn't it?
I didn't think about it like that, but now having a look myself, I'm just having a quick look through the lyrics once more.
I think that was one of the things that popped up on when I was listening to it on Spotify. Because now and again, there'll just be random little facts that'll come up.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, which is a nice little feature.
Go away, don't come round here no more. Can't you see that it's late at night? I'm very tired, not feeling right. All I wish is to be alone. Stay away, don't you invade my home. Best off if you hang outside. Don't come in, I'll only run and hide. It's yeah. Okay, now you've said it. Oh, that's wow. Okay, so this really does open it up then, which is who can be knocking at my door? Make no sound, tiptoe across the floor. If he hears, he'll knock all day. I'll be trapped in here, and I'll have to stay.
It's definitely avoiding those kind of unsavoury characters.
I mean, what's this bit though? I like it here with my childhood friend. Here they come, those feelings again. Is it the man come to take me away? Why do they follow me? It's not the future that I can see. It's just my fantasy. I mean, yeah, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, at the start, I absolutely agree. So before you said this, my thought of this section here and these lyrics was he's in his own head.
Oh yeah.
Once again, I think this. Who can it be now? I think this person invading his home is his previous overkill, worrying self.
Especially that about the feelings coming again.
Yeah, that's the kind of feeling I got from it. It's interesting that you say what, I mean, yours makes a lot more sense now, but even in the second verse, where he's saying there's nothing wrong with my state of mental health.
Yeah.
I mean, where's that come from? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely.
So that's how I felt of it. Yeah, that's how I felt of that tune. I thought it was his previous worrying, paranoia-ridden, sort of self-doubt self coming back to haunt him in another way. I really enjoyed this track.
At that era as well. We don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I've put in here the accompanying bass, brilliant. Dual acoustic guitars. There are two. Playing at the same time, which I think really adds to the kind of... really adds to the kind of themes of the song. You've got these two interconnected but running separately acoustic guitars doing different bits and twangs and licks and stuff like that. Female guest voice. Looking through Genius. Can't see anything. I was hoping that it'd show me the Men at Work one as well, but it doesn't seem to be on the Men at Work one either, so mystery female voice for now.
I think is that the only track that uses some backing as well?
I'm pretty sure that's the only track that uses another guest voice and backing vocals. You know, because no other tracks I think have backing vocals.
No, I don't think they have. Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, I've not written any in notes either.
No, neither have I. So I think the rest of the time he's using just other people as instruments, whereas now he's using it as kind of voices in his head. Maybe he's nuts.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Well, just say about his state of mind.
Exactly. Good track, good all-round track. This brings me on to one of my... I'm more fond of this song than a lot of others on this track.
Oh, yeah?
It's not in my top 3, but I'm still fond of it nonetheless, which is number 10, which is Be Good Johnny.
Yeah.
It just makes me giggle every time I hear it. I really like listening to this track. It's not one that makes me overfeel anything. It's not one that makes me go, oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it's just one that I think I'm just like, this is great.
Do you think it's a play on Johnny Be Good?
Go on. Oh, what, the classic, the black and white
McFly
film, Cowboy. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
A lot of rock sound to this. I thought it's definitely in the rock genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool guitar riff as well.
Yeah, exactly. I've put here first actual rock song.
Yeah.
Like the rest have all been in kind of reggae rock or pop rock, and this is rock. What I consider is your very classic rock. Very interesting writing.
Yeah. So did you get the part that it's kind of like a kid's being told what to do? I
think it is. I think it's all about his experience as a kid. I think it's him all over. Yeah. I feel like this is him talking about a younger him.
Yeah. It could be.
He didn't want to be... He didn't want to be the person who went and played rugby. He didn't want to be... He did cricket or, football. He was constantly in his own head, daydreaming all the time, being told... It's like the classic story, innit? Teachers, more the bad teachers, who tell you you'll never achieve anything because you daydream when you do this, and then they go on to do amazing things. you know. I think it's just so him out there in his own head, as he's described before. I think this is very true that when you're a kid, the daydreaming ones, the ones with the minds that kind of go everywhere, they become the most rather unhappy with the state of things.
Yeah.
Because their brain's constantly thinking. As a kid, you haven't got anything bad to think about, unless you do, obviously. But for most people in the UK, their upbringings are not really that bad.
That's when you're most creative and imaginative.
Exactly. But then as you grow older, your brain takes this more critical approach to yourself.
Definitely, yeah. Introspective.
Yeah, and I think this is directly linked to that, and the fact that as a kid, he was told to be good. He tried his best to be good. He was a daydreamer. He didn't always do things the right way.
Yeah.
He's got older. He's felt bad because of that and being himself. And then he's got even older, into his later life. He's found this woman, potentially, who he's always been looking for but didn't know it. And now he's finally gone back and thought, you know what? I'm happy like I was back then, daydreaming, doing what I love.
Yeah. Interesting.
Great track.
I do think those... and we had it in one of the Tame Impala tracks as well, where it goes from singing to just like talking conversational lyric pieces. There's just something about it that just doesn't gel for me. So that's a part of it that I didn't really like.
Oh,
just just the quotes from some sort of conversation. Yeah. But it is just a normal talking style. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you
going to play cricket
this year? Nah. Oh, football then? Nah. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah. This kid's weird. You're a bit strange, aren't you, Johnny?
Cricket as well. That's a big Australian sport, isn't it? So that would
I think that's the tie-in.
In Australia, maybe.
Exactly. Actually,
I don't know when he moved there from Scotland.
Yeah, I think I had a look into this. I was looking for his early life. He married to singer Cecile Noel, who often provides backup vocals in his shows. He lived in the California area at the moment. He has a brother who's a high school maths teacher. He lives in Christchurch, New Zealand, and coaches a soccer team there. Hayes has a sister who's a financial planner and lives in Melbourne, Australia.
It's a big
so his whole family is that kind of way round. I'd just be really interested in looking why he moved over there.
Yeah.
Just having a quick look now to see if I can see why. But they never seem to say, there's not, because he's not ridiculously popular in the more modern sense.
Yeah. There's a lesson to about him.
Less.
internet-wise.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he's done some films though. But yeah, known for Kangaroo Jack, whatever that is. The Garden State, The Thing.
Garden State was
What?
one of Zach Braff's.
His music's in
been
The
in The
Thing. I didn't know that. Bloody hell, where's that? Yeah, his music's in The Thing. I'd have to have a look at that later. I like The Thing.
Yeah.
Not the modern Thing. I like the original
John
Thing.
Carpenter.
Yeah, the absolutely terrifying one. That, like, scared the bejeebus out of me. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
a bit weird.
And yeah, to finish off then, I think Be Good Johnny, great track, takes us straight into Love Is Innocent.
Mm.
Great finish.
I think it's another slower ballad type song.
Yeah.
Again, quite reflective on his life.
Lovely acoustic open.
Yeah.
I've got supporting electric guitar for accents and kind of like licks and riffs, just little bits here and there throughout.
But it still keeps that relaxed, slower tone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I've just put sad. Feels like an end.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, a lot of these you can tell it's a man who's maybe lived a life who's writing this.
Yeah. And considering this is a 2003 album as well, and he's still going in 2020, you know, obviously wasn't the end, but I feel like you're probably right. It's an end
maybe
to
it
like
felt
a
like
chapter.
it. Yeah. I don't know. I thought I got from the lyrics that it was maybe leaving or running away from something, or a heartbreak or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Like things
Maybe,
like "You're
yeah,
sad and blue,"
yeah.
and I know I am too. And then he moves on to talk about being on a train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's lost. Maybe he's lost that woman. I don't know. Or I think he's one of these ones. It's quite hard to kind of dive. I'd have to deep dive into his life.
Yeah.
But as lives go, he's fucking good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tour around the world all the time, doing what you love. You know, what's he got to complain for?
Is that a bit of jealousy coming out, Dom?
Ah, he
I
bloody
think it
is. You know it is. I want to be rich and successful and all that as well. Who doesn't? You know, I don't think it made me any happier, but still.
Listen, this time next year we'll be doing podcasts from LA.
Aye, yeah,
Hilltop
one of Joe
mansions.
Rogan podcasts. No, I thought at the end of this, what an absolutely cracking album. I'm glad you said at the start you really enjoyed it. I think after I probably watched Scrubs through the second time, that was when it was a full set of seasons. That's when I would have gone in and found this album, and I probably Shazammed it back in the day, and that's how it came up. And then I've gone after the album. I've had it ever since. You know, I've used it on flights. I've used it on train stations, waiting to go. It's just something that keeps me really relaxed. So yeah, what did you think of the album as a whole?
Yeah, you can tell it's got that vibe. Like some of the tracks I picked out and put on my own chilled out playlist as well. They've just got that nice calming, relaxing effect. Maybe when he talks about the sea a lot as well, you just get like just relaxing on a beach kind of imagery comes up.
Yeah,
it's just really nice. Yeah,
it's a great. I've really liked.
Are you? So do you normally skip the Down Under 2003 version? Yeah. I just thought it seems almost like a remix or dance version of it. I thought.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of make.
Love Is Innocent is a
both.
much better end to the album, innit? Than
Agreed. Yeah, I don't even.
It feels
I'll
like
be
a
honest,
bit tacked on.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't. It kind of is, isn't it? He's featuring his wife for one, and the Wild Clams, whoever the Wild Clams are. But no, I even miss out the Down Under from the second track.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't feel like it fits. Like I know it does fit in the whole piece, but I think because I've heard it that many times over the years.
Yeah.
For me, I always take that one, put it all the way like in my playlist, put it all the way down at the bottom, keep it down there with the other Down Under, and play Beautiful World straight through to Love Is Innocent without it.
Oh, that's a good idea. So you might say it was a bit overkill because you've heard it that many times.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh God, we're never going to go anywhere with this, are we? Coming out with that shite.
You love puns, come on.
It was good, I'll give you that. I mean, it was a horrific joke, but it made me laugh nonetheless.
That's what I
I think it's a brilliant album. I think it'd be amazing to hear over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and I have it for all my relaxation sleep playlists and stuff like that, you know, when I want to chill out. I've actually bought myself a hammock that I want to put up at some point. Oh yeah.
Is it going to be on your hammock playlist?
It's going to be on my hammock playlist.
I can see
Damn
that.
right it is. You know,
put your hat on with the corks dangling down as well.
Yeah, go full Aussie. No, let's face it, I'm just going to make that out of Stella cans and Foster cans.
Yeah, that's your English version.
Yeah, Foster's is Australian, right? This is Aussie.
Yeah.
Brewed in Bradley. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Foster's is brewed in like Birmingham or something like that.
Probably, isn't it?
Oh, bloody hell! No, I really enjoyed this album. I got a lot from it. It's one of these ones I'm going to be listening to for years to come. I'm really glad you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
It's a cracking album.
It was a good
It
shout.
really is.
Glad you introduced me to it.
Yeah, it's kind of sharing the love. You know, I like doing that. So, moving on. Okay, my upcoming next week. What have you got for me?
So here we are, moment of truth. We're going to go to another one of my favourite bands, who we should have been seeing in May this year as well, if it wasn't for the pandemic. We've got to wait another year.
Shall I guess?
Do you want to have a guess? Go
on. The Blossoms.
Oh, no.
Um,
Right ballpark, though.
But yeah, who else have we got?
Could be here all day.
It's not the Last Shadow Puppets, is it?
No. No.
Go on.
Put you out
You
your
tell
misery.
me. Go on, tell me.
We're going to go to Foals.
Oh, Foals! I could have got that in the end.
I know, you were so
Which
close.
album are we doing?
So we're going for Everything Not Saved Will Be Lost, Part 1.
Scene,
it's
yeah,
part of
2019.
Last year's offering from them. They did a 2-part album, which really it's like 2 separate albums in itself. So yeah, I think there'll be a lot to go into in that.
So yeah, it's
a lot of newer sounds for them as well.
10-track album, 2019. Everything Not Saved Will Be Lost, Part 1 by the Foals. Got Moonlight, Exits, White Onions, In Degrees, Syrups.
Yep.
On the Lunar. I know On the Lunar. Cafe de Athens, Surf Part 1, Sunday, and I'm Done With the World. I think I've probably listened to this album before,
I
but
think
not
I might have
paid a
told
lot
you
of
about
attention.
it before.
Yeah, I think On the Lunar is one I have definitely listened to.
Yeah, I think we might have spoken about that before, actually.
I think On the Lunar, is that not...
It's the one with a really good intro, I think. But you weren't that keen on the rest of it, were you?
I don't think I was. No, I think I got a really great intro and then it kind of leaned off. Maybe as a whole piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that cracking opening. I already know it, yeah.
I think it's typical Foals as well, because they do... I think their albums have a good mix of... They have really good starts, like high energy, bombastic openings. And then as the albums go on, you get more slower, more thoughtful tracks as well.
Kind of teeter off, do they?
So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to do.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those albums that, like, Falls is one that I've been meaning to kind of deep dive into for a while anyway. I think, like, albums that I've covered before, we're talking, what is this one? Is it What Went Down?
What Went Down, yeah. I think it was 2015.
I think What Went Down is one that I've listened to nearly I think I've listened to each one a few times.
Yeah, fantastic album.
I think that's where I've kind of started with the Foals. Yeah, I don't think... a lot of other ones I've listened to, just having a look through all these. They've got a bloody big back catalogue, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
How long has it been going?
Ooh, late 2000s, I think.
Oh, right. Yeah, they've got a lot of albums, man.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
There's more scope for...
2008
20
Cassius EP.
Yeah.
2008 Antidote album.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got a while then, haven't they? Yeah. Cool, yeah, looking forward to that one. It'll be great. Yeah, so that's been the One for the Road. You got any suggestions of any albums that you want us to cover? Feel free to leave them in the comments below. That's all set up now for you. We kind of do this week to week, so now I go away now and do this next album, and then that week I will give Lewis an album to go to from then on, and if you've got any suggestions, we might take them on and say, right, we're both going to go away and listen to this, you know, rather than giving ourselves one for a week. If you'd like to see any other sections, so we're kind of always talking about what else we want to be doing with the channel, what else we want to be doing musically or kind of content-wise. If you've got any ideas of content that you'd like to see us make, feel free to put that down in the comments as well. We'll be reading them all if you do leave comments. You got anything to finish off on, Lewis?
Yeah, I'll just add to that. Even if anybody else has their own interpretations of songs or wants to get the discussion going as well, we'll absolutely be up for that. I think that'd be interesting to do. So yeah, if you want to engage, we're here for you.
Yeah, we'll listen out. Well, this has been the One for the Road podcast. It's been me and Lewis. It's been a really good week this week. I've really enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good day.